soldiers need to know more than how to fire this piece of artillery. They need to get it in one piece after it gets to its destination. That's why soldiers of the 1st to the 14th ever so carefully backed all their components onto the transport, which include the HIMARS launcher, the resupply vehicle, and its fire direction center vehicle. That's the part that processes the data and sends it back to the HIMARS. Then the troops secure it all.
We're learning the specifics from the loadmasters here in the Air Force on just what we need to do in order to do this in the most efficient way possible.
Because it's all a weight game. Altus Air Force Base Operations Commander Colonel John Oates says a C-17 can carry the biggest equipment and can hold up to 400,000 pounds of cargo.
Well, that's a whole lot of stuff you can put on. Every time you fly, you make a constant trade-off between gas or cargo.
Even the slightest miscalculation can be dangerous.
If your center of gravity is not where it should be, the airplane won't fly.
Another safety precaution, before takeoff, soldiers can only fill the fuel tanks of the HIMARS 75%. Not only that, they have to know exactly what type of live round is inside the already 35,000-pound HIMARS.
So you put a missile on there, it's going to have a slightly different balance than if you have rockets on it.
Police say Villanueva spent most of last night causing trouble. It all started here after he and 3 others went to this house. Police say the owner knew 2 of the men and let them in. But seconds later, Villanueva turned on the homeowner, beat him, and held him at gunpoint.
These suspects had a problem with, and they were trying to send a message to him.
Then Villanueva ran outside and fired several shots into his victim's truck.
And we heard like 4 or 5 loud bangs.
An hour later, Villanueva showed up at another house.
The female noticed somebody peeking around the door. They said their front door was open, but the screen door was still shut.
That man again was Villanueva. Police say he was there with 2 other friends looking for this man, Ricky Garcia.
Apparently they were both at one time incarcerated together, and they've been having problems since then.
The woman ran out of the house because she suspected trouble.
She took off running. She said at that time she heard about 12 to 13 more gunshots.
Ironically, it was Villanueva who had been hit.
The person that they're going against happens to be a little quicker, happens to be maybe a little meaner.
It's the cry of a dog in an overcrowded facility.
We need an area for animals to be housed so that they can be kept away from the healthy animals. Right now they're all in one building, and as far as the kennel itself, it's not adequate anymore as far as space given the size of the community.
At any given point, they say they're at capacity with tags on every kennel. Not only that, officials say the spot on 6th Street is blocked on all sides with no room for any additions.
Just putting a building here for an office is $400,000 into an area that we can't grow here. We just can't grow. It's important that we know that the future is we're going to need more room for kennel. We're going to need more room for everything.
So instead of just adding on there, they want more room inside and out. So they're eyeing a new spot right near the new dog park near 38th and Lee. It's city-owned property and gives that extra needed space.
That's more citizen friendly, that you can see it. I want to put in some buildings that are more user friendly, employee friendly. That are state-of-the-art buildings for animal welfare.
He says if and when the building is built, he expects adoption rates to even go up. The Animal Welfare Division says they can only keep animals for 5 days before they're put down. City says the new noticeable building could attract more families.
I think that people will want to come in to where they can possibly adopt a pet. Someplace that's more friendly to and more inviting. When you pull up here, it's at the old facility, it's not inviting.
Who's driving this one?
You're watching 7 News. You can count on us.
He may have started the fight, but his intended victim ended it. Police say Florentina Villanueva is still in the hospital tonight after he was shot 4 times by Ricky Garcia last night in his Southwest Lawton neighborhood. They say it all started after Villanueva went looking for Garcia aimed with a gun. Villanueva found Garcia at his home, forced his way in, and attacked him. What he didn't realize was Garcia had a gun too.
The person that they're going against happens to be a little quicker, happens to be maybe a little meaner.
An hour before the shooting, police say Villanueva was spotted leaving a home where a man and woman had just been beaten at gunpoint. The truck was also shot at several times. Villanueva is the lead suspect in that case too. He is released from the hospital. He will be arrested on charges of burglary and assault with a deadly weapon.